Hello, sunshine. Hope you had an awesome weekend. Welcome back to CNN 10, where we tell you the what, letting you decide what to think. It's time to rise up and start this week strong. Let's go. We start today with extreme weather in Texas and its impact on residents. Over the past month, a series of brutal weather events have rattled the state, including dozens of tornadoes like this one near Abilene. Now, significant rainfall is now flooding roads and stranding livestock. Rivers are hitting levels that haven't been seen since Hurricane Harvey in 2017. To put this amount of water into perspective, on Thursday, the communities just north of Houston received 2 months worth of rain in one day alone. That's combined with an unusually wet spring that already made the ground super saturated, meaning it couldn't absorb any more water. So that water has to go somewhere, and it has led to flash floods popping up throughout the region. Disaster declarations are now in effect for more than a third of Texas. In Harris County, a local official says more than 200 people have been rescued without any injuries or deaths reported. These events show how severe weather can overwhelm communities on short notice, but also how proper planning and a quick response can save lives. CNN's Rosa Flores has more.
Well, there's been a lot of emotional and very tense moments for individuals who have been rescued from these rising waters. What you hear in the background is an airboat. They're still rescuing individuals, but they're also trying to convince them to evacuate. Let me show you around. This is an area that's called the river bottom. Now, this street curls around, and there are homes back there, RVs back there. I've talked to neighbors who say that there are between 8 and 15 individuals back there who do not want to evacuate. But take a look around and you'll see the water levels. You see the water level on the fence and on the trees. If you look closely, the good news is that some of the water is receding because you can tell that water level from the tree. Now, I talked to the owner of this mobile home. Her name is Stacy Smith. And she is one of the individuals who has access to her home. She has taken everything out. She has left the area, but she says that she's trying to come back because she's trying to convince the 8 to 15 individuals that she calls friends and family who are back in the river bottom, because she's hoping that they evacuate to safety. Take a listen.
The ones that didn't want to come right now, we're going to go back and get with a personal boat. And we're going to go get everybody. We're not leaving nobody behind because they're like our family. They're like family down there.
And just to put this into perspective, Harris County, Texas is one of the biggest counties in the country. And according to authorities at this point, they estimate that several hundred homes are being impacted. Now, the damage assessments have not been made. According to authorities, that might start on Monday. That, of course, is if the water starts to recede.
Texas isn't the only place dealing with the fallout of torrential rains. In Brazil, catastrophic floods in the country's southernmost state have impacted more than 67,000 people. Houses have been submerged up to their rooftops, and roads can only be traveled by boat. The government has declared a state of emergency. Brazil's president is assuring citizens that there will be help from the government for health care, food, and transportation for people affected by the floods. Pop quiz hot shot. How long does it take for the moon to make a complete orbit around our planet Earth? 31 days, 27 days, 14 days, just a day. If you said 27 days, put your hands up. The moon makes a complete orbit around Earth in 27 Earth days and rotates or spins at that same rate or in that same amount of time. Ever wonder why we always see the same side of the moon, even though both the Earth and moon rotate on their axes? Well, it's because the moon takes about the same amount of time to complete an orbit of Earth and rotate around its axis. Well, the far side of the moon is about to have a visitor, a probe, China's Chang'e 6. This probe won't have any astronauts on board, but it launched on Friday and is set to land on the far side of the moon to collect samples during its 53-day mission. While spaceflight has traditionally been led by the United States and Russia, more countries are getting in on the game. CNN's Mark Stewart has more.
This is China's latest leap in the global quest to put a human back on the moon. CNN was there, invited by the Chinese government for a behind-the-scenes look at the Wincheng launch site here on Hainan Island along the South China Sea. The goal of this mission to bring back the first samples ever collected from the moon's far side, part of China's ambitious plan to send astronauts by 2030 and build a lunar research station.
It makes us feel we are the strong country because we have the power to launch the big rocket to the moon.
What's happening here has critics. The Chinese government maintains space should be a peaceful place. Yet the head of NASA expressed concern China may be using its civilian program for military purposes, even suggesting a Chinese takeover of the moon. Why does the journey to the moon matter so much?
I think it's symbolically important. It's again, why does any country get into the spaceflight business, particularly human spaceflight? It's for national prestige. It's to show the world their technological prowess.
This isn't just about space in science. It's also about national pride and profit. Space tourism is big here. That includes these rocket-shaped water bottles.
This is the first time, so we are very excited.
The space presence here is palpable as families take pictures and shop for souvenirs. It's not just snacks at this hotel gift shop, it's backpacks, rockets, even a model of the Chinese space station. Even afternoon tea comes with a taste of space. Celebrations aside, this is a cosmic competition to make a mark on Earth and beyond. Mark Stewart, CNN, Hainan Island, China.
Now, China's lunar lander isn't the only cool space story we have for you today. Tonight, Boeing's Starliner is scheduled for its first launch with astronauts on board. If all goes according to plan, Commander Butch Wilmore and pilot Sonny Williams will take the spacecraft up to the International Space Station, where they'll spend about a week before returning home.
We had the kitchen sink essentially thrown at us the other day on an Ascent sim, and we came out fine, so I have all the confidence.
We wouldn't be here if we weren't ready. We are ready, the spacecraft's ready, and the teams are ready.
Now, there have been a lot of setbacks leading up to this moment. SpaceX has already been flying astronauts to the International Space Station since 2020, but it has taken Boeing up until now to reach this milestone. This is what NASA has been hoping for quite some time, to have two different private companies able to fly these sorts of missions. Today's story getting a 10 out of 10. A zebra named Shug finally found safe and sound. 4 zebras were seen running down an interstate near North Bend in Washington state after they escaped from a trailer on April 28th. The owner reportedly stopped to fix an issue with the trailer, and then these zebras were seen running through yards. Some people thought this was some sort of prank. While 3 of the zebras were captured within a few hours, a mare named Shug remained on the run for nearly 6 days. But Animal Services says Shug was safely rescued Friday night.
Our understanding is that, she was relatively safe. They have incredible kicking power and incredible aim. I've learned more about zebras, than I ever thought I would want to know. While cougars are a concern in our area, they have plenty of deer to take. It's not likely that a cougar would have, probably gone after her. And if it did, it probably would have been the worst thing they ever tangled with in its life.
Shug was set to be transported to Anaconda, Montana, which is where the trailer was originally headed before the escape. So glad Shug was found safe and sound, and so glad that we have found all of you. Love our time together. We want to give a shout out to the lovely people in Coach Reader's World Geography class in Benton, Louisiana. Tigers, thank you for being you. And we're sending some love to the hardworking students at Chincoteague Combined School in Virginia. Ponies, let's ride and rise up, everyone. Remember, today's news is tomorrow's history, so let's keep learning and make it a great day. I'm Coy, this is CNN 10, and we'll see you tomorrow.